Well, this certainly is awkward and not ideal. I'd much rather be speaking with you in person, teaching at the Y, visiting with my students. It's been a month and a week since the lockdown began at the Y, at fitness centers, yoga studios. But I've been waiting to feel ready to try this, to do this. I'm searching for something, that feeling right, for something profound to say. As a parent, as a student, we are often looked at for answers, for guidance, for teaching. I don't have the answers. Looking to be cheerful, to say everything's going to be okay. And we're not sure. I'm not sure. But then I thought back about what yoga has done for me, yoga, my faith. And that has gotten me through a lot of challenges in my life. And by teaching, my students get me through more. They teach me more, I think, than I teach them. So, like I said, this not being an ideal setting, I think today, with the sun shining, it's Earth Day, it's appropriate to come to my mat and try this format. And thank you for your patience and joining me. So find a comfortable seat, depending on your level of flexibility, your restrictions. You can certainly adjust as needed. I'm using a blanket to lift me up slightly so my knees come down more. Reach up through the crown of the head, let your hands fall where they may, palms up or down, up to you. Close the eyes, bring that chin back, ears in line with the shoulders. And then sweep those shoulders up by the ears, open the collarbones wide, and let the shoulders slide down the back ribs. Bring the front ribs back to meet the back. And then feel the connection again with the earth, with the mat. And come to your breath here this morning. Just tune into the breath without changing it. Just allow the thoughts to begin to settle. Notice how you're feeling. I've had quite the array of feelings, ranging from fear, anger, sorrow, and also moments of happiness, being with those you love, reconnecting in this time of sheltering in place, reconnecting with those that you're often too busy to connect with. Come back to the breath. And feel the cool sensation as you breathe in at the tip of the nose. And begin to deepen your breath here, maybe 3, 4, 5 second inhales. And then exhale completely. Try to match your inhales with exhale, Samavriti Pranayama. Being careful not to trace the breath. So find a point of attention. Usually the tip of the nose works for me. At any time you feel agitated or you lose your breath, just let go and come back to normal breathing until you catch your breath again. And feel the outer body soften, holding posture. But let the tension melt away. Just honor how you're feeling this morning, today, however it may be. Certainly we've had to come to realization of our truths, of our dark, in this time of shelter in place, lockdown, whatever you want to call it. We've had to look at our truths, the parts that we don't like. It's so easy to judge. When we judge ourselves, we judge others. Take a deep breath here and release that judgment. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Release the fear. Release whatever you're feeling. And come back to normal breathing. And circle your hands before your heart. Bow your head. Approach the heart and plan an intention for this morning's practice, today's practice. Lost track of what time it is. Place that intention there in your heart center. Maybe it's acceptance, health. Maybe you know someone that's really struggling. Maybe you would like to honor them today. Focus your practice on that individual. Whatever your intention may be, have it there in your heart center to focus on throughout your practice. Go ahead and blink the eyes open. Let your hands fall. Let the head come up to center. Linking breath with movement. Let's inhale, reach the hands up, gaze up at the fingertips. Exhale, lower. Head comes down. Inhale again. Breathing through the nose and out of the nose. Moving with your own breath. Inhale, gaze up. And exhale, lower. This time with a twist, inhale up. Exhale, twisting over to the left. Holding the twist here, but breathing. Never restricting the breath. With your inhale, lift. Exhale, twisting over to the right. Letting that left hand come to the outside of that bent knee. Open the collarbones. Bring that right shoulder down your back. Breathe. With the inhale, lift. Moving with the breath here. Exhale, twist. Inhale, lift. Gaze can be up if it feels okay on the neck. Moving with your own breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale to lower. Let's plant your left hand on the floor alongside of your hip. Inhale, sweep the right hand up. Bend the elbow in your mouth that you can, keeping connection with the sit bones. Feel the stretch along the side body. Open the collarbones again here. Begin to open up the pecs, the front body, and the side. Breathe. Find the breath with the inhale. Sweep that arm up. Exhale, opposite side. All those same things. Remember, maintain the connection with that left sit bone. It likes to pop up. Breathe. Inhale, back to center. And then let's bring the shins in line with the top of your mat. Flex the feet deeply. Begin to warm up the hips here. We've been practicing wonderful, exercising wonderful, but most of us have been sitting a lot. And that's okay. But just be patient warming up the hips here this morning in this practice. Bring the fingertips behind you. Flex the feet. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale as you come forward. Maybe this is far enough. If you're not feeling much of a stretch, feel free to bring your hands forward. Don't force yourself to go to that deep pose right away. Notice the sensations in your hips, where you're feeling restriction. If it's available, maybe the forearms can come down. And then using the floor, the mat, to pull that heart forward. Maybe getting a little more length, maybe feeling your belly in between the legs. Flexing the feet to protect the knee. Breathe. When you're ready, inhale to rise. Let's take arms like goal pose. Take the left elbow underneath the right. Give yourself a hug. Spread those elbows apart. And then wrap the hands around. Maybe palms meet. Maybe you have to grab the wrist. Whatever is available to you. Then lift the elbows up and the hands away from the face. Garudasana, eagle arms. Breathe. And then with the exhale, curl the tailbone towards the shins and bring the arms forward. Really using the weight of the arms to help open up the back. Feel really good. With the inhale, come up. Maybe take a slight back bend here. Not forcing. Maybe bringing those forearms, maybe the hands away from the face a little more, depending on the amount of stretch you need in the back. With the exhale, unwind. And the hands come down. Let's switch the cross of the feet, cross of the leg. Making sure the shins are, that front shin is in line with the top of the mat. Knees in line with the hips. Press those fingertips down behind you again to lengthen. Find the breath. With the exhale, come on forward any amount that you can. What was available to you on one side may not be available on this side. Our hips have lots to tell us. So each side is different. Maybe walk the hands forward. Just see what's available to you. It's totally fine to keep your hands behind you to help that pelvis spill forward. Maybe your forearms can come down. Keep those fingers spread wide as you pull the floor towards you. Keep the heart lifted. Breathe. Inhale to come up. And then eagle arms on the second side. The right elbow comes under the left this time. Move those elbows away from each other. And then see where you can connect the hands. Lift the elbows slightly if it feels okay. Breathe into that space between the shoulder blades, the rhomboids. And then palms away from the face. Breathe. Soften the face, soften the jaw. Find the breath, and with the exhale, curl that tailbone once again towards the calves. The weight of the upper body, the forearms, the arms. Gravity helps to open up the spine. Very rarely do we take this shape in yoga, so it feels really good. Inhale to come up. And then a slight back bend here. Not forcing. Doing what you can. With the exhale, go ahead and release. And make your way onto all fours. Tabletop position. Move your prop out of the way. Spread the fingers wide. Hands in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips, tops of the feet and on top of the mat, pressing into the mat rather. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tail. Breathe, holding the pose, let the belly sink. Reach the heart through. Breathe. Exhale as you push away, curl the spine like a cat. Rocking back and forth, breathe. If it feels okay on your knees, if you need a blanket under the knees, go ahead and do so. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tail. Exhale, curl, moving with your breath. Inhale, lift the head, lift the tail. And exhale, push away. Moving on your own. You can close the eyes if it feels right. And then come to stillness here. Tabletop position. Let's warm up your core here. Inhale, lift that left leg and the right hand. Gazes down. Keep the hip points both down towards the earth. Reach through the toes. Squeeze the muscles to the bone. Put as much effort into this as you wish. And breathe. And flex and point the foot. Stretch out that calf. Reach through the heel as you flex. Reach to the top of the foot, through the toes as you point. Breathe. And hand comes down, knee comes down, readjusting. Find the alignment before you begin the second side. Inhale, lift the left hand, lift the right foot. Breathe, gazes down. Make sure that hip point is not pointing towards the inner thigh. Lift the hip up slightly, keep them even. Don't want to dump into the outer left hip. Breathe. Flex the foot and point the foot. Really reach through the heel, stretch out that calf. Reach through the toes. If you're cramping, you need to drink more water, right? More water, bananas, magnesium. And then with the exhale, come back to all fours. Take those knees as wide as the mat, big toes touch. Hips to heels, walk the hands forward, child's pose. Exhale through an open mouth. Inhale deeply. Exhale, open mouth. Inhale one more time. And close the lips here, come back to normal breathing. Knowing you can rest here at any time throughout your practice, if it feels good to you. And when you're ready, let's work towards the first down dog of your practice. Curl the toes under. Keep the knees bent as you lift the hips up. Press through the fingertips and then begin to straighten the legs. Press each ball mount, each joint into the earth of the fingers, the toes. Reach the heels down towards the earth. Especially the inner portion of the hand, the J portion, likes to pop up. Press that down. You can walk the feet out here. Bend one knee and then the other. Walk the dog. Good. Come to stillness. Press through the armpits a little stronger. Lengthen the side body. Bring that chest towards the back of the room. Towards the thighs. When you're ready, walk the feet forward in between the hands, but keep them hip distance apart. Let's take a bent knee, wide standing, forward fold. So top of the head comes down towards the earth. You can close the eyes here. Scoop the low belly in. Let the top of the head come down towards the mat. You can shake the head, yes and no, left and right. Maybe interlace the hands behind you in Yoga Mudra. Knuckles up towards the ceiling. Don't really worry about the palms being together. Breathe. Open the eyes. If they are closed, bring the hands down towards the back, the low back, and release the grip. Hands come down, coming up slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Coming to the top of the mat, big toes touch, hips separated slightly. Let's begin with some half sun salutations here. Hands to prayer before the heart. Reach up through the crown. Shoulder blades on your back. Collarbones nice and wide, front ribs back. Tailbone towards your heels. Lift those hip points up. Good. Find the breath. With the inhale, rise. Gaze can be up. Exhale, knees can be bent. Scoop that belly in as you come forward. Inhale halfway. Reach to the crown, reach to the tail. Hands can be on the shins. Shoulders down your back. Bring the heart forward. Stay here, breathe. With the exhale, lower. Inhale again, halfway, monkey, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe. Exhale, fold. Press through those feet. Inhale, nice flat back as you sweep the arms up. Hands to prayer before the heart. Again, inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, leave at the heart as you come forward. Legs can begin to straighten if the hamstrings are awake. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And hands to prayer. Moving with your breath. If you can't keep up with me, it's okay. Moving on your own. Doing what you can without judgment. Just moving, breathing, showing up. Full sun salutation, Surya Namaskar A. Let's begin with the inhale. Gaze up with the hands if it feels okay. Exhale, legs can be bent or straight as you float forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, let's step back to plank. And hold the plank here. Spread the fingers wide, lift the head up. Neck is in line with the rest of the spine. Breathe. Exhale, let's slowly come back to downward facing dog. Do a little core work here. I can tell I'm out of breath. I haven't been practicing as much as I should. Rock forward to plank slowly. Push up through that space in between the shoulders. And downward facing dog. Slowly, like you're moving through some thick mud, wet cement, caramel, whatever. Rock forward, come up to the tiptoes. And hear the joints crack. Come to stillness. Breathe. Downward facing dog. And from here, let's lift that right foot up. Bend the knee. Bring that right knee to the right elbow best you can. Arms are straight. Rock forward to plank. Lift that leg up with the inhale. Exhale. Bring that knee to the chin. Push, push, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bring your knee across the midline to the left elbow. Lift. One more time, do what you can. Exhale. Elbow to the right, knee to the right elbow. Lift. Knee to chin. Lift. Other side. Good. Lift that leg, breathe. Exhale, comes down. Halfway there, other side, same sequence. Inhale that opposite foot up. Find the breath. Exhale, bring that knee to the left elbow. Inhale, lift. Knee to chin. Breathe. Lift. Cross the midline. Opposite elbow. Lift. One more time. Knee to the left elbow. Knee to chin. across the body, knee to that right elbow. Inhale, find the breath. Exhale, lower knees to mat, hips to heels, child's pose. Exhale through an open mouth. Exhale again through an open mouth. Come back to the breath. Gaze forward at the fingertips. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Let's rock forward to plank here. Come to your knees. Squeeze the elbows in. Come down, chest, chin, belly. Let's bring your hands forward. Elbows in line with the shoulders. Breathe. Using that floor or the mat, again, maybe to gently coax the heart forward, maybe a little more length in your spine. Reach up through the crown. Be careful you're not sticking your chin forward. Breathe. Hands come back in line with the shoulders. Push yourself up. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Bottom of your third exhale, walker, hop your feet forward. No hopping for me today. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Pressure your feet as you inhale to rise. And hands to prayer. Moving through sun salutation. Inhale, lift. Gaze up. Exhale, foot forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, step back to plank. Either come to your knees or chaturanga, whatever's in your practice. Inhale to cobra. Elbows in, downward facing dog. Good. Breathe, 3 breaths. Bottom of your exhale, walk or hop forward. Strong legs as you lift the heart. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise. And hands to prayer. Again. Higher cobra this time or up dog. Exhale, floating forward. Inhale halfway. Lead with the opposite foot if you can remember to plank. Come through chaturanga or to the knees. Higher cobra or up dog so the arms are straight. Downward facing dog. Bottom of your third exhale. Gaze forward if you're going to hop or walk the feet forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Hands to prayer. Adding on. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, lower. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Go through your vinyasa. Either come to the knees or chaturanga. Take your back bend. Downward facing dog. Let's add on. Lift that right foot up. Bend the knee. Use your core. Lead that heel forward. Grab the ankle if you need to. Bring the back knee down. Uncurl the back toes. If you have blocks, you can use them here. Lift the heart. Push into that front foot as to not dump into that hip crease. Breathe. Let's begin to warm up. Stretch that hamstring a little more. Walk those blocks back if you have them. Half splits. Get that right hip in line with the left. Lift the heart. Now moving with the breath. Inhale, lift the heart. Rocking forward. Exhale, Flip the toes, hips back. Again. Exhale. You can certainly stay in the half split or the lunge, whatever you feel your body needs. Move the blocks off to the side of the mat. And bring both hands inside that right foot. Walk your toes off the side of the mat. Heel stays on. Let's work towards lizard pose. So maybe this is enough stretch for you. Staying here if it is. Otherwise, bring the forearms down, maybe starting with the left. Stay here, breath. If this is enough, that's fine. Maybe both forearms can come down. Pulling once again that floor away to lengthen the spine so we're not collapsing over the heart. Palms come back. Walk the toes back to center. Curl the back toes under, downward facing dog. Good. Find your alignment. Second side. Inhale. Lift that left leg. Reach to the heel as you bring the foot forward. Back knee comes down. Uncurl the back toes. Find your blocks if you have them. If not, you don't need them. The hands can just find the floor. Press into that front foot. You can also come up onto your bent knee if you don't have blocks. What we don't want is to overly arch your back, right? Lift the heart, press into that front foot. Exhale, flip the toes up, bring the hips back in line. That right hip wants to, our left hip wants to come forward. So consciously move it back in line with the left, with the right. Breathe. Moving with the breath now. Inhale. Come to your lunge. Exhale, half split. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, split. Inhale, lunge. Blocks off to the side. And then walking your toes off the side of the mat. So knee is still in line with the toes. Just like in a lunge, right? Keep the heart lifted. Maybe coming onto that right forearm to begin. See what's available. And then maybe you can find the left forearm finds the floor. Again, using that floor to pull the mat or the floor to pull towards you to lengthen the spine. Maybe rocking on the outer edge of the foot, moving in that hip. Breathing into that restriction, the sensation there. And when you're ready, walk those hands back. Bring that foot back to center. Uncurl the back toes. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that right foot. Bend the knee. Lead with the heel. Bringing yourself up to crescent lunge. Widening your stance if you need. Press into that front foot. Inhale those arms up. Bring your hip crease back. Trying to keep both hips in line. Good. Reach through that back heel. Charge that back leg. Shoulders down your back. Let's bring your hands to your hips. And then straighten that front leg. Maybe hop that back foot forward to bring the heel down. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, folding from the hip hinge. Spill the pelvis forward. Come down to pyramid pose. Maybe your hands find your block. If not, if you don't have blocks, maybe they can find the floor or your leg. Just again, not overly rounding the back. Breathe. Coming into crescent lunge once more. Inhale those arms up. Reach to the fingertips. Charge that back leg. Good, making sure that knee is not past the ankle, past the toes. You should still be able to see the toes. Good, soften your jaw. Hands come down. Begin to straighten that front leg. Scissor those inner thighs together. Squeeze. And bend the elbows any amount that you can. Good. Inhale. Move the blocks off to the side. Downward facing dog. Second side. Left foot comes up. Really use that core, bend the knee, bring that foot through. Widen your stance if you were struggling with balance. Then slowly coming up, doing what you can, crescent lunge. Reach through that back heel. Press into that front leg, maybe getting a little back bend. Bring that left hip forward. Feel the sensation in your body, either maybe you're feeling it in that hip flexor, the right hip flexor. Breathe. Hands come down. Come to the hips. Let's straighten that front leg. Scoot that back heel in, or back foot in a little, so the heel can come down. Then lead with the heart, folding from the hip hinge, spilling the pelvis forward. Reach that tailbone out. Maybe hands come to blocks here. Breathe. Hello, hamstring. Scissor those inner thighs together. You'll notice that right hip comes down. Breathe. Bend that front leg. Shift that back foot back if you need. Lift the heart. Push through the front foot as you lift those arms up. Crescent. Shoulders on your back. Soften the jaw. Exhale, hands come to the hips. Straighten that front leg. Maybe shift that back foot forward a little to shorten your stance. Fold forward once more. Hands come to the blocks. Maybe bend your elbows. If the belly is on the thighs, by all means the head can come down. It's not, just so we're not overly collapsing, overly curving the spine. Took me years to get that concept. It's not useful. Bend that knee. Inhale one more time. Breathe. Crescent lunge. Hands come down. Move the blocks out of the way. Downward facing dog. Adding on here. Let's inhale that right leg up again. Bend the knee. Use the core. Setting up for warrior one. Bring that back heel down. Toes towards the back toes towards the left corner of your mat. Press through that front foot as you lift your arms up. Good. Maybe sink a little deeper into that front knee. Both hips towards the front of the room. Breathe. Interlace your hands behind you. Squeeze the palms together. Maybe taking a little back bend. Find the breath. Exhale. Fallen warrior. Breathe. Release the hands. Hands come down. Downward facing dog. Resting as you need. Otherwise, moving on. Left leg comes up. Try not to use momentum. Use your core to get that foot through. Setting up for warrior one. Back toes towards the right corner of your mat. Press to the foot as you lift. Bring that right hip forward. The opposite of warrior two, both hips are forward. If you need to widen your stance to make that happen, do so. Warrior one's a difficult pose. Breathe. Shoulders down your back. Bring those pinkies towards one another, as I will never teach bringing the palms together. It doesn't serve me. It gets me bunched up in my neck. If you curl the pinkies towards one another, it's the same action. You're firing the serratus, interior serratus. Interlace the hands behind you. Lift the heart. Maybe a small back bend. Let's interlace the awkward way. Take time to do so. And when you're ready, exhale as you come forward. Bring the head down inside the knee, reaching the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Hands come down. Downward facing dog. Let's come to the knees. Let's sit back onto your heels here. Broken toe posture. Let's sit here for a moment. I know it's uncomfortable as long as you're not feeling excruciating pain. Try to allow it. If it's too painful, just come to the tops of your feet. And close your eyes here. Wherever you are. And walk the hands forward once again. Downward facing dog. You can either run through a vinyasa or bring the feet forward. Inhale halfway, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the heart. Hands touch, gaze up, maybe small back bend. Hands to prayer. Let's close your eyes here a moment. Recall your intention. Open the eyes. And coming to working towards tree pose. So coming off of your mat, if you have a spongy mat, having a wall handy if you need. Starting with the left foot. Shifting your weight slightly. Find a drishti, a gazing point. The best thing is at the tip of the nose. Finding a knot on the floor, something that doesn't move. Your gazing point. And then decide if you're going to use the toes as a balance, or use the calf, or taking the full pose, bringing that sole of the foot into your inner thigh, pressing the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. Hands to prayer. Open that knee up a little more. Bring that right hip down slightly. Both side bodies should be equal. Maybe grow your branches. If you fall out, just come back. Beautiful thing about practicing at home is no one sees you. Doesn't matter anyway. Breathe. It's Earth Day. Maybe swinging your branches. Then coming out mindfully, hands through center. Bring that knee back to the midline, foot comes down. Roll out your ankle. Give yourself some love. Second side. Let's really spread those toes. Feel the connection of all four corners of your feet. Shift your weight, but not dumping into the hip, and decide where you're going on this side. Using the wall if you need. Grabbing hold of the ankle is easiest for me to bring that heel up as far as you can. And then pushing the inner thigh into the foot as much as the foot into the thigh. Open the knee. Hands to prayer. And see if it's available on this side to open your arms, shoulders down your back. Maybe swaying the branches or taking a back bend. Moving your drishti is very, very difficult. If you fall out, it's okay. Coming back out gracefully. Rolling that ankle. Okay. So from here, let's come to our seat from Malasana, from Yogi Squat. So most of us have tight Achilles tendon. Some of our heels will never come down. It's okay. So either bring your hands out forward or bring your hands to prayer. Bring the seat towards the earth. So the toes come out, knees crack. If your heels are up, it's okay. Use the elbows to open the knees. Lift the heart, breathe. Maybe from here, grab the outer ankle, curving the spine, let the weight of the head open up the back, reaching all the way down towards the tailbone. You can definitely take a crow pose here if it's in your practice. I am not today. But from here, crow, spread those hands and come up to your arm balance. When you're ready, finding your seat, trusting the earth will support you. Maybe bring your hands out for counterbalance. Come to a seated position. And with the legs extended, Dandasana, staff pose, toes up towards the ceiling, hands, palms on the earth. Unless you're super long torso like me, they won't find the earth. It's okay. Reach to the crown. Good. Taking a twist here. Take the right knee, bend the right knee, bring the right ankle and heel to the outer left hip. Right hand behind you to lengthen the spine. Let's just use the crook of the elbow to wrap around that bent knee. Fingertips adjusting, gaze over that back shoulder. Breathe. That extended leg, active part of the pose. With each exhale, maybe a little deeper in your twist, pressing that right shoulder blade onto the rib cage. And the breath with the exhale, release. Untwist, straighten both legs, shake them out if you need. Second side. Just notice the difference between the two sides. Press those fingertips behind you to lengthen the spine. And just wrap the crook of the elbow around that bent knee. Bring that knee into the right armpit. Gaze over your back shoulder. Soften your face. Stay in your practice, on your mat. Come back to the breath. With the exhale, release. Finding your strap, if you have one, you can use a robe, belt, whatever you have. If you don't have one, you don't need one. Again, it's more to be mindful of the spine, so we're not overly collapsing, bending too much. Most of us in the upper back area, especially if you're real tall. So taking the strap around both feet, Paschimottanasana. Move the seat flesh. If you need, find the connection with the earth. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bend those elbows. Walk your hands down the strap or the legs. If you find the feet, you can release the strap. Give yourself a breath or two before fully folding, fully finding the forward fold, Paschimottanasana. Maybe micro bend your knees to see if you feel a little more openness in the low back. Getting the hamstrings out of it. The belly is on the thighs, and then by all means bring the head down. Close the eyes. Notice what comes up. And release. Release the thought. Come back to the breath. And find your inhale to rise. Move your strap out of the way. Come on down to your back. Keep the knees bent. You should almost be able to touch the heels for bridge pose. Feet in line with the hips. Lift the toes to help engage the leg muscles. And you can even keep them lifted. And then press those elbows in. Walk your shoulder blades towards one another. You can keep your hands as they are, like robot arms. And then with the inhale, begin to curl your tailbone towards the bent knees. So lifting the hips up, lengthen that low back, lift the mid back, and then the chest comes to the chin. The hands can come down. If it's available to you, you can interlace the hands behind you. The toes can stay lifted. Breathe. Breathe in the upper chest. Bring that chest towards the chin, not the chin towards the chest. Breathe. And release the hands. Slowly coming down, upper back first, mid back. And then your low back, and then the hips. Bring your feet one footprint ahead and as wide as the mat. Bring your arms out like T's and let both knees fall to the left. And then the right. That top hip is going to come up. That's what you want. Breathe. Coming back to center. Setting up one more time, heels in line with the knees. Robot arms one more time. Keep the toes lifted one more time, just for today. And then when you're ready, begin to curl that tailbone towards the bent knees. Lift the hips. And the hands can come down. Then interlace the awkward way. The fingers underneath you. Interlace the hands. Breathe. Keeping the neck straight, the head straight. Breathe. Chest to chin. One more cycle of breath here. Release the hands. And slowly with your exhale, uncurl. And take your feet as wide as the mat. 1 foot ahead, 1 footprint ahead. Knees come in to touch. Hand on your heart and on your belly. With the eyes closed. Now we get the sound of the mower outside. And from here, let's take the right ankle and place it on top of that bent left knee. A supine pigeon pose. Inhale, lift the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Use that right elbow to open up the knee, like in tree pose, right? Sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Bring that chin towards the throat. We always want to Jut our chin forward. Soften the jaw. Breathe. If it's available, you can straighten that leg. If not, it's okay. Exhale to release. Setting up for second side. Left ankle comes to the top of that bent knee, that right knee. And then think tree pose as you open up that left knee. So lift the right foot up towards the ceiling. And then maybe you can straighten this leg. Just notice the different flexibility from your right to left hip, your right to left hamstring. Breathe. And that foot comes down. Let's bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug here. Extend your right leg. Let it hover. Again, chin is tucked. And then opposite side. Keeping both feet flexed here. And then bicycle those legs out. Both knees in. Let's take a happy baby, maybe grabbing the back of your thighs, maybe the ankles, ultimately the outer sides of the feet, soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, keeping a connection with this sit bone, or with the tailbone, sorry, the back, the low back, if you can, and the shoulders. The back of the head should be in touch with the mat as well. So if that's not the case, then maybe try grabbing the back of your thighs. Can rock back and forth if it feels okay. If not, remain still. And then give yourself a full body hug here. I want you to tense up every muscle in your body, in your face. Squeeze those eyebrows together. Clench your jaw. Flex the feet. And then open yourself up to Shavasana, your final resting pose. Legs as wide as the mat, palms up. Start at the feet, scanning your body, feeling the support of the earth. On this Earth Day, it's a new moon. It's a good day to be grateful. Release fear, anger, judgment. Begin again. Allow yourself this time to completely let go. Commit to your Shavasana. Resist movement. Close the eyes if they're not already. Allowing yourself this time to just be. Shavasana as long as you wish. When you're ready, rolling over to the right. Cradle your head for several breaths with your arm. Allowing yourself time to readjust. Eyes closed, press your palms into the mat, coming up to a seated position. Let the head come up last, eyes closed and quiet. Let the hands fall where they may. And tune into your breath here. Feel the sensations in your body from your practice. The quality of your thoughts and of your breath. Circle your hands here before your heart. Bow your head. recall your intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. And thank you for sharing your practice with me. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be free. Namaste.